from Washington after a 3-day visit to Iowa. Senator Sanders, good to have you back on this program, sir.
Good to be with you, Tavis.
Your trip to Iowa was for what purpose?
Well, it is no secret that I'm giving thought to running for president of the United States. And I think, Tavis, when I go to Iowa, when I go to other states around the country, there is massive discontent among middle-income and working-class people about the state of the economy. They see themselves working longer hours for low wages. They worry very much about the future for their kids. And meanwhile, they're seeing 99% of all new income going to the top 1% in this country, experiencing a grotesque level of income and wealth inequality. So there is a strong feeling, in my view, all over this country, that we need fundamental changes in the way we do economics and in the way we do politics. And that's what I've been talking about.
There are some who believe that Hillary Clinton, should she get in the race, and all the indicators are that she will, given that John Podesta recently left the White House to go work for the Clintons. So there are many who believe that she is the presumptive Democratic nominee if she gets in. We saw news a few days ago of a secret meeting between she and Senator Warren some weeks ago. I wonder whether or not Hillary Clinton has asked for a meeting with you. It appears that she's meeting with people and trying to get some advice, and I wonder if she's reached out to you at this point.
No, she has not.
Thank you, Senator Sanders. I guess what I'm getting at is what it would take for you to not get in the race. As I said a moment ago, you said repeatedly that you're prepared to run if no one left of center gets in. So what does that mean?
Well, what it means, it's not just left of center. Look, Tavis, this country faces enormous problems today. And at the end of the day, in my view, what we have to realize is that it is absolutely imperative to put together a strong grassroots movement that takes on the billionaire class. And I can't describe it any simpler than that. You can't ignore the reality that the top 1% has unbelievable economic power, and as a result of Citizens United, now has extraordinary political power.
And you don't think you don't think that Hillary Clinton would or could or will do that?
I don't know. I agree with you. I think she's probably running. I don't know that I know that for definitively. And I don't know what she's going to be campaigning on. But I do know that we need candidates who will make it very clear that we cannot have government policy dominated by the top 1% for the 1%. That's wrong. And that is what kind of the efforts that I've been making throughout my entire political life. And if Hillary Clinton decides to run and I decide to run, we're going to have very good debates, about the role of Wall Street in our society, about trade policy, about foreign policy. And these are the kinds of debates that absolutely need to take place. Because unless, in my view, my strong view, unless we rally millions and millions of people to say the government has got to work for all of us and not just the billionaire class, I worry very much about the future of the American economy for working families and about a political process which will be owned by the Koch brothers and a handful of other billionaire families.
I want to ask about the Koch brothers in just a second. I saw your comments yesterday on This Week on ABC warning of the danger of the growing influence of the Koch brothers. We'll come to that in just a second. One other question about Hillary right quick, though. If folks are lining up behind her already, what is it about her message, her lack of message, what she has said or not said, that gives you reason to believe that she won't carry the water on those issues?
Well, I can't speak for Hillary Clinton, and you'll have to talk to Hillary about that. All I can tell you is when I go to Iowa and I go to other places around the country, people want strong voices to be standing up for a declining middle class, a middle class which has been steadily in decline for 40 years, for the 45 million people who are living in poverty today. People want voices standing up for them. Mm-hmm. And they can make a decision how good or not good Hillary Clinton is. But what I have been talking about are the issues facing working families and the need to go forward. The political problem we have is that can we, at a time when so many people are demoralized, put together the kinds of grassroots movement we need in 50 states in this country? Can we raise not enough, not an equivalent sum of money to the Koch brothers, but enough money to run a strong grassroots campaign? And Tavis, that's what I'm ascertaining right now to see whether we can do that.
The Koch brothers have come up now twice in this conversation. As I intimated earlier, I saw you on ABC's this week, yesterday, where you warned of the growing influence of the Koch brothers. What most scares you about what they're doing with their money and the money that they're corralling for the 2016 race?
It's not just the 2016 race. For the 2016 race, they are saying that they and a few of their friends are prepared to spend some $900 million. That is almost as much as Obama or Mitt Romney spent in their entire campaigns. But I think these guys who are worth $100 billion could easily double that amount. It doesn't matter to them. They have an endless supply of money. But Tavis, what people don't know is, what do these guys stand for? What do they want? And the truth is, they are radical right-wing extremists who in the past have made it clear they want to end Social Security. They want to end Medicare. They want to end Medicaid. They want to end public education. They want more tax breaks for the rich and large corporations. They want no limits at all on campaign financing. They think Citizens United has not gone far enough, and they want to be able to make direct contributions to candidates at every level of government. This is a radical, right-wing, extremist agenda. And if we don't stop them, this country is going to go back to the 1920s, where virtually every piece of legislation that we have passed since FDR has been killed and eliminated, including Social Security.
I hear your phrase, if we don't stop them. It's not just a matter of stopping them at this point. It's more, I guess, of educating the people in this country about their agenda, because the Supreme Court has made it clear with their decision that they can't be stopped, that is. So when you say we have to stop them, how do we, what agency do people have, citizens have, to stop them from spending whatever they want to spend, given the decisions that have already come down by the courts?
Well, first of all, we need a constitutional amendment to overturn Citizens United. And there are some 17 states that are already on record in supporting that. And I think, Tavis, by the way, this is not just a progressive issue. I think honest conservatives understand that we are seeing a major assault on the foundations of American democracy when one family may, in the next few years, have a more powerful political presence than either the Democratic Party or the Republican Party. Nobody I know thinks that has anything to do with democracy. So I think you need to overturn Citizens United through a constitutional amendment. I think we need public funding of elections, and we need a strong national grassroots movement to make that happen.
17 states on record already. It takes two-thirds, as you know, to make this happen. What is the likelihood that we'll ever get to two-thirds, you think?
Well, I think if we do our politics well, I think we, in fact, can do it, because I think there is you go to Iowa, and no matter what people's political views are, they are so disgusted by the enormous number of negative TV ads that I think they and people all over this country want to see that end. But look, at the end of the day, nothing gets accomplished. We don't create the jobs that we need to do. We don't raise the minimum wage. We don't have a national health care program. We don't have pay equity unless we create a national grassroots political movement which says enough is enough. The billionaires can't have it all. Right now, 99% of all new income is going to the top 1%. Does anyone think that makes sense? Billionaires are able to buy elections. Who thinks that's right? But the question, Tavis, is, are the American people so demoralized? Have they really thrown in the towel that they are saying in their heart of hearts, nothing we could do about it? Or can we rally people to say no? You know, what Lincoln was saying at Gettysburg, we're a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. That's our goal, not a government of the billionaires.
You've come up with a way you believe that we can cut tuition in half at public colleges and universities. Tell me how that works right quick.
We can cut tuition completely in public colleges and universities. Look, just one example. The President of the United States wants to increase military spending by $37 billion. If you did nothing else, and I would do more, if you cut that increase in half, you had the states match that $18 billion, guess what? You've done away with tuition, all tuition, in public colleges and universities throughout America, period.
I like it. Senator Bernie Sanders, independent from Vermont, thinking tonight about whether or not he will throw his hat in the ring to run for president in 2016 if if the right persons don't get in the race. We'll see what happens in the coming months and weeks. Senator Sanders, it's always good to have you on this program, sir. Thanks for your time.
Good to be with you.